welcome. Happy Sunday evening, afternoon, or Monday morning if you're one of our friends in Oceania down under. Hello. Who's here today? Hello, Susan. You were here on Friday, weren't you? I think I recognize your picture. Hello, Marie. Hello, Jill. Nice. Welcome back, Susan. How are you guys? Where are you in from? Where are you in the world right now? I'm in Rochester, New York, Western New York State. Ah, Jersey girl. Okay, cool. Ooh, South Carolina. Oh, welcome. So Susan's been here before. Is anyone else new? Welcome, Marie. Hello, Emmy. Nice to meet you. Where are you from? This is my first time doing a live on Sunday. So this is my third. I usually have a Wednesday and a Friday live, and I've really enjoyed those. And we're adding a third, and we're trying out Sunday, and we're trying out this time. So I'm really glad that you guys are here. Ah, Vancouver Island. Oh, so nice. I've always wanted to go to Vancouver. I know it's not, the island's separate, right? At least I thought it was. Yeah, I've always wanted to go there. It just sounds like my kind of place. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit and see how a few more people come in before I explain to you guys what I do here. There's a lot of love that goes on in my lives, and there's my buddy Gary. Hi, Gary. How's your heart, my friend? Hi, buddy. How do you say that? Is that Nay? Yeah, hi, Nay. Welcome from UK. That rhymes. Gary, how's your heart? Gary lost one of his beloved dogs, puppy dogs, in the recent weeks. So it's been the time of loss and grieving. Well, it looks like we're going to start out with a nice intimate sized group. So, um, Jill, have you been here before? I can't remember. Maybe I've seen you in somebody else's lives. Your face does look familiar. So how's everybody doing today? Yeah. Yeah, it's appreciate the support headed towards Gary's way, Marie. Hey, Deb, welcome. Welcome from Maine. I'm in Rochester, New York. So we're not close, but not all that far either. Yeah, cool. So a couple new people. That's great. So this is your first time, as several of you have said. New time, heart could be better. Yeah. Okay, Gary. Well, maybe we'll be able to get some love generating for you. Hi, Jerry. Welcome. Yeah, so I'm Greg Phillips. I'm coming to you from Rochester, New York. What I do is so I call it ChakraTouch. It's a gift that I was given many years ago and eventually said yes to embracing late last year. Spent the majority of the year kind of dipping my toe in the water of what it would be like. And then I launched as an insight timer teacher doing ChakraTouch. And what is it? That's the big question. So the gift I was given was the ability to open myself up as a channel for love. And then I use my hands to basically tap into and listen to people's chakras. So here on the lives, I do energy readings. And what that entails too is that when I listen in, I'm really just a witness and an observer for the energy in whoever's having the reading, whoever's having that mini session. And what happens is that their energy begins to show me pictures shapes or the quality of the movement, sounds and colors sometimes. And then I begin to describe and reflect that back to the person having the reading. And then together, I coach them on how to use that energy. Sometimes we go on these amazing journeys. Um, I think they're very, I was thinking about it last night. I think they're almost shamanic in a way, but they're really loving and they're really allowing. Those are my two big topics that I talk about in life and in my lives. It's just the topic of love is just super important to me personally and in my journey to always drop out of my head and into my heart more and more. And then the other thing I talk about a lot is partnering with the divine, which is also something that's a big theme for me. So yeah, there's a lot of love here in my lives. It, it's just a thing. So I like to lovingly or jokingly, it's not really jokingly, but what's the word? Affectionately say, come for the guidance and stay for the love. And that's often the experience here. So I welcome all of you who are new. The way that I do readings is folks will speak up in chat to say, I'd like to be on the list. I start a list and then I use this Wheel of Names website where I can put a bunch of numbers in and then I spin the wheel and we let the universe decide who gets called on and who gets to go. And it's really quite interesting because the synchronicities, sometimes people who don't ask a question, or sometimes people who don't say they want to have a energy reading, they end up getting their topic or question answered just by listening in to somebody else's. And a lot of times I invite everybody else in the room to support through various energy work. So yeah, Gary's a regular. We actually, that was a really beautiful session we did for you a couple times ago, Gary. That's still in my heart. So that's my explanation about what I do here. Sunday's a new time. We're going to check it out. And who would be interested in having an energy reading today? Looking for guidance or having a question. Okay, Marie. Yeah, the one thing about I call them readings, but there really are journeys quite often. It's not like I can't do predictive readings. People's energy and their chakras is very much in the moment. Sure, Emmy, I'd like to add you to that too. Susan. And just so you guys know, I am a goofball at heart, so I like to have fun. Have you guys been having any fun lately? Deb, yes, we'll get you. I think it's important to have fun with everything we do. For me. Sorry, I've got a crook in my neck. Oddly enough, I felt nervous today for this live, even though I've been doing 2 lives a week for almost 3 months now. But I guess it's the new time and schedule. Had lots of fun this weekend with team tennis. Wow, that sounds cool. Nay, are you? Yes, you would like one? Okay, putting Nay on the list. Who else would like a reading today? A little extra warm. Okay, Jerry, I'll do that. Gotta open my door a little bit more. Looks like we'll have a nice intimate sized group today. That's going to be fun. Ah, you are welcome, Jerry. Anybody else want to say hi before we get started with readings? If you're new, please feel free to say so. And by the way, this isn't my real room. This is a virtual background. I'm just mentioning that because about a month ago, somebody said, "Oh, you have some really beautiful snow coming down through your window." It's it's not really my snow, but I love my virtual backgrounds. Very calm and inviting. All right, well, let's get started with a Yeah, isn't it a lovely space? That's why I picked it. Here, let me take myself off for a moment. It has a real comfy sweetness to it, you know? There's the fireplace and it looks like some incense burning, and the snow really does look lovely. I'm imagining it might be a hotel room, but if that were my bedroom, wow, that'd be pretty awesome. Anyways, just having a little fun with creating a warm, inviting environment. Yes, Jen, we still have people we could put on the list. Yeah, isn't it beautiful, Meg? I love it. Jen, I'm going to add you to the list. You're welcome. Thank you for saying please. All righty, let's see. How many do we have? Well, we've got 7. You're welcome. Anyone else want to get on before I spin? If you just arrived, I use a spin the wheel app so that I can let the universe decide who gets to get picked. Well, let's start with a meditation. Meg, I didn't add you? I thought I did. All right, there we go. Meg. Meg is lucky number 8. I'm feeling I could use a meditation. So we'll start off with a really easy, simple ChakraTouch meditation based on one of my tracks, ChakraTouch Deep Stillness. So just settle into wherever you are. If you're seated, lying down, standing, it doesn't really matter. Make sure that the front of your body is accessible with your hands. And just take your left hand and place your thumb right on your belly button and let the fingers below rest on your belly. And then take your right hand and place it on top of that. Make sure the arms are relaxed and the hands are soft and gentle. And just feel into how the hands are resting on your belly. Maybe they feel like they're holding or cradling the belly in some way. Just feel that connection between the hands and the belly. In my work, the belly is a space of grounding. It's a place of focus where the 3 lower chakras can be worked on or felt. The root chakra being connected to our connection to the earth, to our body, safety, security, money. The second chakra, the sacral chakra, being, as I call it, the life force energy, creativity, passion, sexuality, the flow of life. And then the third chakra at the solar plexus, just above the belly button, is power, confidence, self-confidence, intention, courage. Right now, just feel in to your belly as your feet ground on the floor. If you're laying down, feel how the parts of your body, if you're laying down or sitting, feel how the various parts of your body are touching the piece of furniture that you're in. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. That's 1. 2. And 3. And very gently lift your hands and bring them up to the center of your chest, to your heart chakra, your heart space. And feel the warmth of your hands touching the center of your chest. And in your mind's eye, just reach into the depth of your heart space and feel the different qualities that the heart can hold. It can be open or closed. It can be full or empty. It can feel strong or broken and tender. The heart is amazing because it has the capacity to hold all of these different attributes at any given time. It is our connection with the greater love of the universe, as well as our love of others and our love of ourselves. And once again, we'll do 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Whatever pace you can breathe is fine. It doesn't have to be at my pace. That's 2. And that's 3. Slowly and gently bring your hands up to your forehead, to your third eye. Make sure your arms are relaxed and the hands are soft. Just feel the warmth of the skin of your hands on the skin of your forehead. This is the head space, the mind space, where the energy of thought and perception both live. The third eye in particular is the essence of and the capability of being able to perceive that which we cannot see, that which we were unable to see previously. It is the power of perspective and perception. Mm. And 3 more breaths, just like before. And I encourage, if you're feeling so moved, to vocalize on the exhale. It can be a mumble, a hum, a sigh, whatever. I find it very relaxing. Ah, 1. Ah, 2. Uh, and 3. Gently bring your hands together, palms facing, bring them down to your heart, and either mentally or physically bow to the universe in thanks for these few moments of stillness together. And when you're ready, gently and slowly open your eyes and come back to the moment, to the now. Gary, I'm happy to add you. Hi, Hetty. How are you, sweetheart? Good to see you virtually. Mm, Hugs to you. Hello, Sonia. You go to bed now. Okay. Thanks, Sonia. Appreciate it. Gary, I'm sorry to hear you're agitated. We'll see what happens. How was that meditation for everybody? I really needed it. I hope that was calming and helpful for you. Although Gary is feeling agitated inside, which is part of life. Appreciate you guys doing that meditation with me. I love how the group space is held on lives. It's really, really special to me. So as you let me know how you're doing, I am going to spin the wheel after I add Gary. Oh, good, Jerry. I'm glad. Well, let's see who the magical wheel of who gets called next chooses. Joanne, good morning to you, my friend from the future. How's the weather in the future? Oh, wow. Cool, Deb. I'm glad to hear it. All right. So, lucky number 8. Meg, that's you. Welcome to I think this is your first time, isn't it? This will be your first ChakraTouch energy reading. That's exciting. Weather is stunning here. Yes, sweetheart, I can add you. No problem. Well, Meg, so how this works for anyone who's new, you can ask a question, you can state an intention, you can say what kind of guidance you're looking for. If you're not super clear, if you're feeling a little fuzzy, if you're being general, you could pick a chakra if you're aware of your chakras, or you can just say, I'm needing guidance around, a physical issue, emotional, spiritual, mental. Yes, Kate, I'd be happy to add you. And MP, you too. So try to be as specific as you can. If not, I will ask questions. But it helps me focus on what chakra to start reading first. And then also it gives me the more descriptive you can be, unless you're just asking for general guidance, then it helps me tap into the energy a lot better. Gloria. Okie dokie. All right, Meg. Yes, Nasrin. I think we'll hold on names for the moment. So let's get through Meg's reading first, and then we'll see how the list goes. How can I be of assistance to you today, Meg? Meg says, I am seeking guidance for how to help my little boy who is struggling with his health. Yes, okay. Ah, yes, definitely compassionate hearts going out to you, Meg. Um, Meg, how are you feeling, or what are you thinking about your little boy's health? Close your eyes and just use your intuition and see what comes up as raising its hand, wanting the most attention on this right now, wanting the most loving guidance. And I'm just going to start with your heart while you give us a little more information. You have a very full heart, Meg. Hmm. Being called up to the mind now. Hmm. Not seeing any images yet, but I am getting a really strong message coming through for you, Meg, right now. Meg says he's poorly mentally and my mama heart doesn't know how to help him. Okay. Well, the first thing that came through, and these I just get these messages that come through, not necessarily from people's energy, but just as I'm tapping into their energy. So like I'm getting this just huge let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna just stay with this for a moment and then I'll share what I'm getting. So I'm getting two pieces coming through as a message, Meg. So the first is remember the divine is always available to you. I don't know what you consider the divine. I call it the universe, source, spirit. I call it a lot of different things, but the divine is always ready to assist. It's always available for support. And what I love about that is, well, I don't always love this, but what I love about it is that all I have to do is ask, but I don't always remember to ask. So I love that once I ask, they're immediately there to help. And the the foundational part of that in my belief system is that, and this is just one perspective in the universe, but that they're always there, whether we're asking or not, they're available to help. They're there loving us and supporting us. And so when I say they, I'm talking about our spiritual guides, the angels, whoever is part of the divine in our various beliefs and viewpoints. So yeah, we all need the reminders, Gary. I agree. I need the reminders all the time. So, Meg, I don't know. What do you consider the divine, my friend? Because I'm really feeling like they want to give you this beautiful, loving hug. Just, I can feel, I can feel the heaviness and the fullness of your heart. And I do, you have so much love for your little boy. And yet you have a heaviness. Maybe it's a sadness. I haven't quite sensed it yet. But a heavy, like a heart that is like you're holding your heart in your hands and it's really, really full, like it's gonna burst, but it doesn't have a very strong heartbeat. Yeah, it's so easy to forget. And you know what? Like this is a big part of allowing. It's like let's not beat ourselves up or add more judgment onto the situation. We forget, we're humans, we forget. We have minds that forget things. And that's okay. And the beautiful thing is that the divine doesn't judge us. The divine doesn't, they're not sitting there going, well, Greg's not asking for help lately. He's not reaching out and connect. I don't think that's their voice actually. So I'm exaggerating, but they're not actually passing any judgment. They just hold this pure place of love for us. And I'm really getting this message of they're wanting to give you this amazing, beautiful, loving hug. And they really want to let you know, Meg, that both you and your little boy are safe and you're secure and you're deeply loved. Mm. So, Meg, take your left hand and place it on your heart chakra, okay, my friend? And then put your right hand over it. Gently close your eyes and move your mind's eye right into the center of your heart space, all right? And picture, if you will, what I'm seeing is I'm seeing these very gentle, very loving and tender hands. Little like this. I don't know why the camera's not showing right, but they're holding your heart. I think they're your hands. I'm not entirely sure, but they're really loving. They're holding your heart, and on the hands, they're placed on the hands is your heart, and it is very full. So it looks like it's going to burst. It won't, because your heart is really strong, but it's sort of lying there. It's like it's got really low energy. It's looking heavy, like laden down, if that makes any sense. That's the word that's coming to mind. And just tap into the either the feeling or the visual of that, depending on which type of person you are. I'm both, but you might be more visual than sensing. So use whichever one is your strongest, or both, and just picture, feel this heart, this heavy laden heart, full of love, resting on these hands. And I just want you to be the observer, be the witness, Meg. No story, no thought, no judgment. Just watch and look and really witness this heart in its current state and hold a space of presence and love for this heart, your heart. It's okay to have a heavy heart. It's okay to not know what to do. There is no good or bad or right or wrong about this situation. Your little boy and you are on a path, both separate paths and together. And as you're watching and observing this heart, I want you to bring a curious mind, Meg, to it. Look and see what's the texture, what's the colors, how is the movement? To me, the movement is very subtle. It's kind of like instead of the heart being like boom, 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 like a steady beat, it's sort of really slow. It's steady, but it's like boom, boom, boom. And it's just really, really slowed down. Let me know how you're feeling and what you're sensing. Yeah, there's some sadness there for sure, Gary. It's hard to watch our little ones and our loved ones go through any kind of challenge. Okay, MP, do take care. Come back another time. I'm here on Wednesdays and Fridays as well. Thank you for joining us. I feel slow as well, big but slow. I just want you to be present with that, okay? I don't know if you're understanding what I'm saying about being the observer, no judgment, no story, no thinking. Just watch, just listen, just feel. And I want you to, as you witness and are present with this heart, I want you to really embody these hands. Make these hands your own. Here is your heart, nearly bursting, slow and heavy laden. And just love it. Love the heart. You don't need it to be any other way right now. Just hold it in your mind's eye with all the love you have for your little boy. Ah, yeah. And as you do so, watch as a golden light begins to fill your heart space in circles and encompasses around your hands. The light is more intense around your heart, but it's a soft, beautiful, warm light. And feel the warmth of an embrace from the divine, helping you hold this heart. There's another pair of hands I see underneath. There's many pairs of hands. It's really quite beautiful. They're holding your hands up. They're giving you strength and support. They're lending you divine courage. They're sharing divine love. And they can offer you divine wisdom as well. And just feel the warmth and the softness of this glow. And let it penetrate this slow, heavy laden heart. Let them hold the heart for you. Even if you're feeling so called, pull your hands away and just let them hold the heart. Just watch as the heart fills with golden, warm light. Let me know if you're with me on this so far, Meg. You're doing great. This is beautiful space. It's heavy and sad, but it's filling with golden light, and the heart is being filled with it. And I'm feeling that it is getting a jump start of sorts. You're allowing the energy and the love of the divine to fill your heart. And it is feeling refreshed and reinvigorated, maybe slowly at first. I do sense that it's beating more. I almost feel like, hmm, feel like the heart wants to transform into a different shape. The heavy laden heart is an old way to consider your heart. That's the message I'm getting, Meg. This light coming in and filling it is wanting your heart to be born anew for this situation. How is the heart changing as it is filling and filling and filling with the light, Meg? How is it changing? I feel like it's ready to shake off any burden that it had, anything that was weighing it down. Hmm. Let that light just fill the entirety of your heart space. Let it shine as far as it wants to, spreading the love of the divine throughout your body. Your mind could use some soothing of it as well. Hmm. Hmm. How you doing, Meg? Hmm. So much to shake off even before my son's issues. I think now's the time to start fresh for both of us. Yeah. So the what is the the next thing that's coming through is that you've already started fresh. You just haven't yet fully embraced that. And so I talk a lot in my lives about loving allowance. So loving allowance is a phrase that is dear and near to my heart. And it comes from one of my guides from years ago who used to say, we encourage you to have loving allowance for all things to be in their own time and place, starting with ourselves. And for me, the way that I think about this, it's not exactly acceptance. To me, it's a lot deeper than acceptance. It's about bringing the like asking the question, how would love see this situation, and bringing that perspective and that energy into the moment to be present with what is exactly as it is, without stories, without judgment, without thinking about it, without wanting to fix it. We may want to fix it, but without trying to fix it, without wanting it to be different, but really being that witness and the observer like we were of your heart, and really just allowing it to speak to us at times or unfold as it will. And it really depends on the situation. Oh, that's a sweet offer, Emily. So, Meg, I'm really wanting to encourage you to cultivate this loving allowance for where your boy's at and for where you're at. It's okay to feel the struggle of this. It's okay to be in that in the moment. It's okay to be happy in the moment. It's okay to be sad about it. It's just allow it all to be. It's like a waking meditation of really just watching and observing all of this as it unfolds. Um, because the best thing that you can do for your little boy right now is to love him and be there and as completely present for him as you can. And the best way to be present for somebody else is to be present for oneself. And at least in my experience, there's other ways to be present for another person, but remember to take care of yourself, my friend. This is an important time. This is an important time to not just remember the divine, but to take care of yourself spiritually, to make sure that your cup is not empty before you try to offer to him. So I hope that is really helpful. Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Greg says, Greg, thank you so much. I feel lighter. So much appreciation. Oh, Plow, I can add you to the list. We do a random spinning thing here, which I will explain if that didn't make sense. My words are a little jumbly today, but that's okay. Middle of my weekend. Meg, are you complete for now, my dear? That was really lovely. You have a beautiful heart. Just find the beauty in the situation is another encouragement. It's just so I've got a story I want to read at some point today that came to mind, and I think it'll be really relevant. So hopefully you'll stick around and you'll hear it. Yeah, you are more than welcome. Your energy is really clear, Meg. I want you to know that. Your heart felt heavy at first, but it was always feeling strong to me as well. Okay. So you can call on the divine for that extra strength if you need to. And I just hope to see you again and let us know how it unfolds. Okay. Thank you, Meg, for your vulnerability and your willingness to be here. The Wheel of Good Fortune. Gary, I love that name. You've got some clever stuff. Melinda, you didn't know that. Could I be added to the spinny thing list? Yes, the Wheel of Good Fortune. Yeah, it, it's a fun little thing. It's a spin the wheel app that allows allows the universe to pick who gets to go next. And it's really quite powerful in that way. And also a little fun. I really wish you guys could hear the sound it makes. It literally has this like, and then when it stops and picks somebody, there's a crowd that goes, yay! You hear all the applause. It's really quite sweet. All righty then. Many numbers today. Okay. Yes, my dear friend Rev J suggested it to me. She's also a teacher on here, but she's been really busy and she hasn't been able to do a live lately. Hetty, oh, thanks. The wheel is such a nice idea. Really like it. I'm so glad. That was who you saw? Yeah, I love Jay. She's been so busy lately. Okay, so we are going to do a little intuition practice now. Do I have everybody's number? Yeah, okay. So my friends, ground yourself for a moment, close your eyes. And the wheel of good, what did you call it, Gary? The wheel of good fortune. Okay. The wheel of good fortune has two options. They can keep the numbers in order, called sort, or shuffle. So close your eyes, still your mind, listen deep into your heart, and let your intuition speak to you. Do you want shuffle or sort? And then write it in the chat. And if you're not hearing strongly either way, that just means you're open to whatever occurs. Oh, Kate, no problem. All right. Yes, please do come visit for another one. And remember to follow so you get notified. Although I'm here every Wednesday, Friday, and now Sundays. All right. What are we saying, my friends? Jill wants to shuffle. Joanne wants to sort. Deb wants to huffle, which is, we're going to assume that's shuffle. Melinda wants to shuffle. Meg wants to sort. Okay, Kate, do take care. Cloud wants to shuffle. Ooh, we're quite mixed today, aren't we? 1 for shuffle, 1 for sort, 2 for shuffle, 3 for shuffle, 2 for sort, 4 for shuffle. Anybody else want to lend in an intuitive perspective? Sort, shuffle. It's 5-3. Naz wants to shuffle. 6-3. Oh, shuffle's pulling ahead. Marie wants to sort. Melinda wants to shuffle. That's 7. Just in case you don't know what I'm doing, I'm counting in sign language. That's 7 in sign language. Marie's going for a sort. Melinda, you already got counted. Oh, we're back down to 6 then. Okay. Hetty, you're just smiling. That's sweet. All right, it's 6 shuffles to 5 sorts. So we'll do this. This next one will shuffle, and then the one after that will sort. We'll see how the universe handles that. Oh, okay, Nay. Yeah, thanks for being here. Please do come back another time. Sorry we couldn't get to you, but yes, we'll visit another time. Oh, you were commenting on the shuffle. I love that, Melinda. Okay, here we go, guys. Spinning the wheel. Oh. The wheel is fun, isn't it, Hetty? The wheel has picked the winner. It is lucky number 15. Nazrin. Oh, wait. Several people said they had to go. Kate had to go, so I have to take her off the list. Did MP say they had to go too? Do you guys remember? I'm kind of loosey-goosey today with the chat. Yes, MP said they had to go. Okay. And then Nay just said, right? So Nay, Kate, and MR. Thank you guys for your support. Jill, you are on the list, my dear. Wait, are you? Where are you? You know what? I'll give you one of the other numbers. How's that? Jill, I thought I put you on. I'm so sorry. You're gonna be number 5. You are now. Okay. Nazrin. Perfecto. Italiano? Espanol? All right, Nazrin. I'm contracting my knees, pushing it together while I go sleep, and it's painful. Ooh. Do you mean this? What do you mean by contracting? Are you pushing it together? Are you pressing your knees together like that and bending them? Can you describe that a little bit more for me, please? That sounds unconsciously. Are you flexing, or are your legs straight and you're pressing your knees together? That sounds painful. I'm really sorry to hear that. Ooh. Well, the knee is mostly bone. There's not a lot. So the second one. So your legs are straight and you're pressing your knees together. Okay. Um, Interesting. So the first thing that comes to mind, even without checking your energy, the knees for me in my life experience, any pains there often are a reflection on flexibility, and the flip side of that, unflexibility. Is there anything in your life that where you are either feeling you have no flexibility or you're thinking in an unflexible way? I don't know if that'll resonate. Hmm. And are you, if you're, hi, Linda. Yes, Linda knows all about the knees. She's had her challenges with that. So, hello, dear. Good to see you. Nazrin, could be managing, but I'm doing it 20 years. You've been pressing your knees together for 20 years? Oh, could be anything, but I'm doing it. You've been pressing your knees together for 20 years. Okay. So I'm going to start at the belly, Nazrin, but before I do that, I just need to share my perspective, one perspective of the universe about chronic physical conditions. So I don't know if you've heard of law of attraction, but it's something that's been near and dear to my heart, from Abraham Hicks for 15-ish years now. And chronic physical symptoms in that particular, in my belief system, and based on what Abraham Hicks talks about with the law of attraction, the the body manifests what we are thinking and feeling that becomes chronic. And when it becomes chronic, the body takes that on. The cells actually, and when you think about it energetically, thought is energy, emotion is energy in motion, and then the cells are all energy, and they're always in motion as well. And so the cells take on that vibration, is what they talk about. And I'm hopefully not going to butcher this, but anyways, my perspective on chronic stuff is if it's happened for a long period of time, it's presenting that there is a long-standing pattern of thought or belief system that's in the way. So that could be contributing to it or not. But 9 times out of 10, like I'm the kind of person that, like, if it's been happening for a long time, I tend to want to find extra help for it, spiritually and physically. That's not always true, but in your case, I just want to warn you that if it's been 20 years, there could be something really big going on. Okay, so I just wanted to be clear on that. So let's take a peek here. Naz, take your left hand and place it on your belly. Put the thumb on the belly button, okay? And then the fingers just below it on the hand, and then take your right hand and place it on top of that. And if anybody wants to support Nazarene with this, you can also do a belly placement with your hands. And what we're going to do, if you're feeling really good today and you're feeling really grounded, just feel into your own groundedness and hold that energy and hold that space for Nazarene as we take a look. You can also place your hands on your heart center and hold the space of love for Nazarene as we see what they have going on. I am actually being called lower, which is really interesting. I'm very rarely called below the belly area. So Nazarene, are you sitting on the floor, or are you sitting not on the floor? I don't know why I said that. Are you sitting with your feet flat on the floor? Okay, tell me about what position you're in so I can tap into that. If you are seated, please, as comfortable as you can be, because I realize you might be in severe pain, like meditation. Okay, good. Thank you for that description. So you're in a cross-legged meditation pose? Yes, wonderful. Okay, that's actually brilliant, Nazrin. Okay, so, I want you to move your mind's eye, my friend, to the very base of your spine, all the way down at what they call the sit bones, where the spine comes down right to the tip of its end. You have a lot of tumultuous energy down there. That's like, I'm going to need a few moments. But what I want you to do is just focus your mind on how your buttocks and your sit bones are touching the floor. And just put your entire attention on how it feels to sit on the floor. And if you're on a cushion, you can sense into that as well. But I really want you to extend that awareness and focus down into the floor while I feel in. So the energy I am getting, Nazrin, from your root chakra is, it has the words that are coming through to describe it is that there is a battle going on. I'm feeling like there is a war. I don't know who or what is battling, but it's a lot of tumultuous, violent energy. I don't mean violent as like violent, feeling like being violent, but it's like a violent storm. But the word battle and war, there is something waging war on something else. There is this this intense feeling of hate or spite or yeah. Does any of this resonate, Nazarene? Let me know. Describe it if you can. Tell me if you're feeling into what I'm seeing and feeling here. My friends, if you want to support Nazarene, the grounding energy from your belly with your hands on your belly, or the heart, the love energy from your heart, you do not have to send it to them, but just hold that space. You can send it to them if you want. Nazarene, I was abused and neglected and felt unworthy for many years, so I feel anger and shame. Okay. All right. I want to try something, Nazarene. You have all of us here to support you, okay? So I want you to know that you're safe right now, and we are all here holding a space of love and grounding, okay? If you don't want to try this, please say so. So first off, yes, that's a great idea. My guides just gave us a wonderful idea. So Nazrin, are you a nature person? What's your favorite outdoor environment, even if you're not a nature person? Do you have any connection to trees or the ocean? Wood and water. Okay. So just picture in your mind's eye, deep down, deep in your body, down at the root chakra, picture a beautiful wooded forest with a gentle gurgling stream running through it. And you're walking through this forest, just taking in the breeze. It's a soft, comfortable breeze, the kind that gently rustles the leaves as though they're singing to you. And you're just meandering, sauntering through, and you're listening to the babble of the brook, and it is soothing and comforting. And you feel this deep, pure desire to find the biggest tree in the woods. And as you walk, you're just looking, you're observing each tree, you're listening to your intuition as you go by. No, that one doesn't look quite right, but it is beautiful. Oh, that one looks a little too gnarly, but it is too, as well, beautiful. And you just keep walking and looking for different trees. And as you climb a hill, it's a small, gentle hill, and at the top is a beautiful, beautiful tree with big branches, long, old, wise tree, full of leaves, and it feels warm and inviting. And just walk up and gently turn around. Find a spot where you can nestle in between the roots and just sit down, cross your legs, and lean back against this tree and feel the vastness of this ancient, wise old tree. Feel the roots holding your body gently and comfortably as you rest your back against it. And then in your mind's eye and with your intuition, sense into the roots of this tree. Begin at where you can see them above the ground, but with your feelings, feel deep in. And you can use the babbling brook as a soothing sound if you want. It's nearby still. But just feel into the depths of the roots. They go down many, many feet, many meters below the surface. And they are thick and strong. They've been holding this tree up for many, many years. This tree is so ancient and wise. And just reach your mind down as far as you can until you get to the very, very end of the roots. And these roots are so deep that they pass through underground channels of water and many different kinds of the soil and the earth and rock. And they have seen and experienced so much in their years of growing and reaching deep towards the core of the planet. And feel their groundedness, feel the connection to those roots. And listen as the whisper of the leaves blowing in the wind say, I am safe, I am secure, and I am deeply loved. And as you're sitting there, look out in the distance. It is a clearing that is quite large. And there is a battle occurring, literal battle. Knights in roughed up, bloodied armor, wielding swords and lances, bodies scattered across the field. And they're fighting. They're fighting each other. They're fighting so intently. They're fighting so hard. The battle has been raging on for years. There are puddles of blood, dismembered bodies, and no one has taken a time to stop and bury the dead or bring the wounded for healing. And stay there with the roots of the tree, Nazarene, as you observe this. Be the witness and the observer. Allow whatever feelings that come up to arise without judgment, without story, without thought. And just watch this battle. It has been raging for years. And with your observer's mind and with as much curiosity as you can muster, still remember that you are connected to this ancient tree. This ancient tree is supporting you, and we are all here holding a space of love and grounding for you. And just watch the battle and look for anything that strikes your perception. To me, usually in these old and medieval ancient battles, then the soldiers on either side would be wearing their colors or flying flags of their colors. But I'm not seeing any distinct colors. I'm not seeing either side representing anything. They are all clad in the same armor. They're all riding the same kind of horses and using the same weapons. Just be the observer, and as you sit there, allow to come up the question inside you. What are they fighting for? Why are they fighting? And feel that question well up slowly and gradually as it gains potency. Why are they fighting? What are they fighting for? What are they fighting for? And feel the insistency and the potency of this question until, as you're sitting there grounded and supported by this ancient wise tree, you just blurt out at the top of your lungs, what are you fighting for? Everyone on the battlefield suddenly stops. And they lift their visors. And they all have your face. And they look at each other and they realize, oh my God, what are we fighting for? They begin to take their armor off and drop it on the field. And the clouds clear and the sun comes out and begins to warm everybody on the field. And as the last person takes their armor off and just drops it, they turn to the person they were fighting. And they open their arms and offer a hug. And every single person on the battlefield is in a long embrace. They look in each other's eyes and they say, I'm sorry, brother. I don't want to fight anymore. And the other responds, I don't want to fight anymore either. I'm sorry too. And Nazarene allowed these figures to simply turn to dust. And as they do so, they settle into the ground and they take all the stuff with them. All the armor turns to dust, all the weapons turn to dust. All the puddles of blood sink into the dirt. And the tree says, offer these all to me, my friend. For to me, they are just compost that I will turn into growth. And in your heart of hearts, you let all the clutter of the battlefield sink into the ground, an offering to this wise ancient tree. You're safe now, Nazarene. For now, the battle is over. It may not be over for good, but in this moment, you have the tree, you have yourself, and you have this beautiful forest holding space for you, and all of us holding space for you. Okay, Joanne. Wow, amazing journey, Nazarene. How are you? What are you feeling? What's going on? Mm. Oh. Mm. Incredibly powerful, Nazarene says. I have one word, gratitude. Excuse me. Nazarene, my heart, as I hope you could tell, has really gone out to you. Perhaps my crying is a bit of release for you, as I felt all these powerful emotions inside you and move through you. Oh, you're very peaceful. Awesome. Well, thank you for your donation. That is very kind of you. I take them to heart and love them sincerely. And I appreciate your vulnerability and willingness to go there. Like that was, I'm going to be honest, the energy that you had going on, I can see why you haven't wanted to look at that necessarily. And not that's not a judgment. It's just, it was a very scary energy. It was very intense. But I just want to commend you for your courage. And I want to thank everyone for supporting you. Like, wow. Like what an amazing journey. And then the only other thing that's coming through for you from wherever for you, my friend, is uh how do I say this? Come on, guides, help me out here. Uh Awareness. Okay. They're saying connect with your legs, my friend. As you get into bed, connect with your legs. I don't know. Is there anything else, guides? What is this meaning? Ground your legs. Ground your legs. Become okay. Okay. They're not giving a how. They're not giving a how, but they're saying to me for you, they're my guides, so I don't know if it's your guides as well, but they're saying that if you can, whatever these words mean, embody your legs. Okay. The way I'm interpreting that is to use your mind and intuition in a good way to really sense into your legs as you go to bed. Uh, really feel them to the fullest and just be aware of them. If you bring that objective witness observer, the way we were with the battle, right? If we bring that level of awareness, if you bring that to your legs as you settle into bed, the sorry, it's coming through all jumbled. It will cultivate a deeper level of awareness so that when you're sleeping, you might actually wake up and be able to make physical adjustments, right? So in other words, okay, I get it. In other words, before you sleep, you attune yourself to your legs so that while you're sleeping, if the legs are habitually returning to that knee pressing, right, you have begun to heighten your awareness of that happening and then can wake up and make a physical adjustment. This has worked for me with, I found that I was different scenario, but similar situation. I found that I was, first I was sleeping in a bed that it was too short for me. I'm 6'2" and I was sleeping in a twin size bed with a footer. And I found that I was pressing my foot. I'm trying to make the right shape. I found that I was pressing my foot in my sleep against the sheets and against the footboard, and they were all very tightly tucked in. So the mattress was pressed up against the footboard, and the sheets were all tightly tucked in. And so my poor foot. How do I do this? How do I show this? Oh, I can do this with the book. My poor foot. No, I can't do it with the book. My poor foot was at an angle with the toes pressing back, and that was creating an enormous amount of tension in my right leg, and it was all about how I was positioning, and I really had to tune my mind and attune to my leg to eventually, not right away, but eventually discover that it was what I was doing with my positioning. And of course, I was at the time stressed and panicky about some things, so that was coming out in my sleep, and I was pressing. It was literally pressing against that configuration. I don't know if that is making any sense, but yes, Susan, you are giving them permission to release as well by attuning to them. But yeah, a gentle self massage of the legs is a great idea, Melinda. Yes, I love that too. It's just any way that you can deepen your awareness now that you've had this powerful journey. your legs have created a habit, I guess is the big message. And it's easy to fall back in those habits unconsciously. So you're wanting to deepen that level of awareness of your legs as you go to bed. But does that make any sense? I feel like that was a bit of a jumble, but eventually it just all kind of rushed through. So, Nazrin, let me know if that makes any sense. If it doesn't make any sense now, maybe it will later. Surrender, yeah, I mean, that's part of the journey that we just went through, Jen. Yes, Nazrin. Okay, very good. Oh, and now, all my lives, I say this. Please take whatever I say with a grain of salt. Everything that I share, I'm not attached to. It's just my perspective or my belief system or just a suggestion that comes through. Find what works for you, my friends. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be what I or anyone else on any live ever says. So, wow. Okay. That was a powerful journey. I thank you, Nazrin, for your vulnerability and for your courage and for you. All right. We've got time for one more, and we'll see how that goes with the wheel. Yay, Nazrin, Susan says. Congrats on letting go. So brave. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, I want to read this story. Maybe I can incorporate this into it. Susan, you're the next one up. It actually picked you, Susan. Isn't that funny? So I will leave it to you, Susan. Do you want to have a reading or do you want me to read the story? Thank you, Meg, for your donation. Deeply heartfelt appreciation for that. That's funny. You literally typed, Susan, read the story while the wheel was picking you. So close your eyes. Meg, you are more than welcome. Hope to see you in the future. Have a beautiful rest of your night, morning, day, whatever time it is. I really am feeling called to read this story. What do you want to do, Susan, though? You're entitled to the reading. Do you want to do the reading and then I read the story? I can read the story, do the reading, or you could just take the story. It is one of my absolute favorite parables from a book called The Song of the Birds by Anthony DeMello. But Susan, I'll follow your intuition. Story is meant for you. Okay. So I'm just going to put it in front of me so I can read it better. All right, my friends. Do you have your warm or cold drinks? You're ready for story time? I've never done story time before, but I pulled this story up because I want to do it credit and read it exactly how DeMello has it in the book. There was once a simple farmer who lived and struggled alongside his neighbors and friends, trying to exist and fulfill a peaceful life. One day, news arrived from far away that his old loving father had died. His neighbors gathered to grieve, but the farmer simply said, "Bad luck, good luck, who knows?" In time, relatives brought a very fine horse of great cost and fine breeding, left to the farmer by his father. All the villagers and neighbors gathered in delight with him to celebrate his good fortune. But he just said, "Bad luck, good luck, who knows?" One day, the horse escaped into the hills, and when all the farmer's neighbors sympathized with the old man over his bad luck, the farmer replied, you guessed it, "Bad luck, good luck, who knows?" A week later, the horse returned with a herd of wild horses from the hills, and this time the neighbors congratulated the farmer on his good luck. His reply, "Good luck, bad luck, who knows?" Then, when the farmer's son was attempting to tame one of the wild horses, he fell off its back and broke his leg. Everyone thought this very bad luck, not the farmer, whose only reaction was, "Bad luck, good luck, who knows?" Some weeks later, the army marched into the village and conscripted every able-bodied youth they found there. When they saw the farmer's son with his broken leg, they let him off. Now, was that good luck? Bad luck? Who knows? Commentary. We are too tied to circumstances. Life is good, period. Things happen that we like, and things happen that we don't like. But life is still good if we just take time to see. It's a beautiful day in love's world. Be sure to see the good. That's the story. The good luck, bad luck, who knows story. And look at that. There's still time for your reading. Hey, Nancy, you did? Get out. It must be in the general collective vibe. It's good to see you, my friend. All right, Susan, it is still your turn from the wheel of, oh God, do we say good fortune? The wheel of fortune. No, the wheel of, in my recollection, who knows? Yeah. In my recollection, Jana, oh, hey, Jana, you made it. Nice to see you. That is the end of the story from the book. Now, there might be more from the original parable. I don't know, but that's all that's how Anthony DeMello told it in that book. A book which, by the way, I read when I was in my teens. I think I was 17 or 18. And in there was the very first instruction on meditation that I ever tried. And I had an out-of-body experience that scared the wits out of me. And I didn't meditate again for like 5 years because it scared the bejeebers out of me. So I have a deep fondness for that book. Song of the Birds by Anthony DeMello. Susan, do you still want to do your reading, or was the story enough? Reading about migraines. Okay. You see what we have, my friend. Good fortune. You still want the Wheel of Good Fortune name, Gary? All right, Susan, my friend. I want you to take your left hand, my dear, and place it on your forehead and your right hand over it. Make sure your arms are gentle, relaxed, not tense, and your hands are soft. And let's take a peek at your mind energy. Okay. It's very busy in there. Wow. Okay. So it's a quickly I was given the image. So there's a lot of energy moving around. Well, how do I describe this? So um Susan, picture a dome, a dome shaped. So if you picture in your mind like that your mind has a floor, right? And on it resting is this dome. And the dome is supercharged. It's full of electricity. And these lightning bolts are like shooting up randomly in all sorts of different directions from the dome. And they are shooting up. They're doing their little lightning squiggly squirrel thing, and they're hitting the far surface, the far outer parts of this mind space. Let me know if you can feel or see that. But that is the really clear image that was immediately given to me as I'm tapping into your third eye. So there is this potent, uh lots of sparking. Yep, you're okay. You're okay. So mm, it's mm, it's a lot of electricity. There's a lot, and like this is high voltage electricity. So like we can't even get close to it. So it's like I'm wanting to say it's like the dome is a generator that has gone haywire. It's it's like shorted out or something. And instead of, oh, fascinating, the dome has been constructed. I'm being given this concept that the dome is supposed to be containing and monitoring and measuring out all this electricity, but something's broken, something's a circuit's fried, or it's been overloaded, or something's off, and so all the electricity is just like flying out everywhere. Okay, Marie, thank you for being here. Oh, I'm glad you had a powerful experience. It's so nice to have you here with us. Susan, so yeah, wow. We need to just be with this for a moment, Susan. Something this I can feel a suggestion coming through, but I don't have clarity on it yet. How is this making you feel? What is this bringing up, like physically, thought-wise, emotions? I don't know. I don't deal with medical things, John, but it could be. I mean, who knows? Um, I'm just dealing with the energy right now, but it's certainly something to consider. Mother beat me in my head. Is that what's coming up for you, Susan, or you're saying that actually happened? That happened. Okay. Is plus a car wreck. Okay. All right. Let's just all right, Susan. I'm gonna find a safe distance in your mind and just sit down and watch this dome of electricity. I invite you to join me. It's a very safe distance. We're very, very far. None of the lightning bolts can actually reach where we are. So if you want to, and this is completely up to you, you are welcome to sit and join me there. You don't have to, but I invite you to sit and join me. Okay. Yes, please. Very good. All right. So let's just sit together. Let's conjure up the most comfortable seat we can think of. Like what would be what are we doing? Are we doing a comfy couch? Are we sitting on a park bench? Like what would feel good for you? Where do you want to sit? We're gonna use our magical powers here and conjure up on the shore. Fantastic. I love the beach too. All right. So we're just gonna sit in the sand on a peaceful shore far away from the dome. But we can see it very clearly and we can see what it's doing. And I just want you to be aware of any reactions and any responses you have as you watch this. Is anger coming up? Is there a dislike? Is there a unspoken question or a curiosity? On the shore like Hunger Games. Sure, that works too. I love it. So as I'm observing this dome, Susan, I'm seeing an enormous amount of power. It's erratic right now, but it's an enormous amount of powerful electricity, powerful energy that has been built up over time. And it happens to be discharging erratically right now. But when we look at it without judgment or without fear or without story or without any anger, which may come up for you, and that's okay, when we look at it, it's like the center of this amazing power plant. It's like watching an electronics experiment or something going on, and the way that the lightning is moving, the way that the electricity is like traveling from the dome to different places. And it feels like to me, it just needs a little bit guidance. Maybe it was holding too much energy for too long. Okay. So this just came through. Are you still with me, Susan? How you doing? I'm going to try something here with this. Okay. All right, good. So you can see the dome, you can see it, all the electricity, right? And I just want us to sit and watch. And watch in amazement if you can. Watch how all the electricity sparks and moves, and just watch and wait. Because as we watch, we're seeing that the lightning, the electrical lightning that's coming from the dome is not quite as frequent. It's slowing down in frequency. Just let that dome discharge more and more energy, Susan. Just let it. Don't fight it. Don't try to hold it in. Just let it discharge that energy. Let that energy flow from the dome. The circuit broke. It got overcharged. It's overheated, whatever it is. Just let it all flow. Watch as those sparks fly and as the lightning zips here and there. And as it's doing that, it's depleting the energy. The energy that had been stored up in the overcharge is slowly diminishing. There's less lightning bolts, there's less lines of energy, and slowly it goes down. Spark there, spark here, and eventually it gently sputters to stop. All right, it's safe to approach it now. It jumped to your heart. What jumped to your heart? The dome or the electricity? The power. Wow. Awesome. Well, hold that power in your heart, my friend. We're going to walk towards the dome. Are you willing to walk towards the dome? We need to go check it out. If you're willing to walk towards the dome, I'll walk with you. You're not afraid. I love that for you. All right, so we're going to walk towards the dome. The reality is even though we were a far, far safe distance, we really weren't that far from it. So we arrive at the dome pretty quickly. What are you observing? What are you seeing? I'm seeing that the dome is all burnt out. Its circuits are fried to a crisp. All of its conduits and everything that was used to hold all of that energy, all of that power, it's all fried to a crisp. Everything looks charcoaly, burnt black. And honestly, the dome's useless now. Like it can't even be repaired. So it's time to do some demo work, Susan. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the shows on HGTV. There won't be time, Gary. I'm sorry, we're already at an hour and a half. I'm going to wrap this up with Susan and then we'll do our circle of love. We might be able to throw a little bit of heart bomb energy in that. Susan, I want you to picture the biggest sledgehammer you could possibly wield appearing in your hands, my friend. If you've ever watched yeah, crush that. I can't say that out loud. I would if I weren't on the live. Yeah, it looks like crush that, fill in the blank. That that actual comment got removed, Susan, but yeah, that's the energy. Just start wailing away on it, friend. This is the dome for you to destroy. I'm going to step back. I will help clear the clutter while you just go to town on it. This is like HGTV demoing the home. All the homeowners love this part. So this dome, I don't know where it's from, Susan, but you let it all go. You discharge the energy. It is of no use to any of us, any of you at all. Just demolish the heck out of it, okay? Just crash that sucker dead. Smash it to bits, and as it does, just like in Nazaryn's journey, the pieces turn to dust the minute you hit them, and they just fall into the earth. Just smash that dome literally to smithereens, to oblivion. Gary, I think you might have been onto something. Susan, keep smashing it. Smash it to bits. Smasheroonie. And as you smash the last piece and it turns to dust and fades into the ground, just sit back and take a look at this open, empty space. You can build whatever you want here now, or you can let something else form organically and turn your mind's eye to your heart where all that power went. And we'll just mold right into or merge right into doing a circle of love. So everyone else here, place your left hand on your heart and your right hand over it. Susan, please do the same. And just feel into your very center of your heart. Feel the depth of your heart, the magnitude and vastness of your heart space. And Susan, I want you to stay focused on that power that now lives in your heart. Feel that power and allow it to fill your heart space. And my friends, as you tap into your hearts in whatever way, bring to mind a person, place, or thing that you absolutely, deeply, purely love. There's no stories, there's no judgment, there's no analysis, there's no expectations. You love this person, place, or thing, and that love just comes up in a heartbeat the minute you think of them. And hold that in your heart. And hold it tenderly. Don't grasp it tightly, but just hold it in your heart with a sweetness, a tenderness as you feel that love filling your heart space. And as it fills your heart space, reach out with your right hand, palm facing forward, and place your hand on the back of somebody else's heart here in this group. And watch as 124 meditators, beautiful, loving people, form this massive, energetic circle of love with our left hands on our hearts, feeling the love in our heart space, and our right hand on the back of someone else's. It's a huge circle today, my friends. We're all together here today in the spirit of love, supporting each other's spiritual growth, each other's awareness, and being present with each other, beautifully and purely present. Hmm. Hmm. Thank you for being here today for our inaugural Sunday ChakraTouch Live. If you didn't get a reading today, or if you want a reading down the future, I see a Kiana. Hello, soul sister. Yeah, feel free. You are welcome to come back on Wednesdays at 2:22 p.m. Eastern, Fridays at 4:44. And next Sunday, I'm going to do 2:22 p.m. Eastern as well. So different time than I did today. I'm trying different times on Sundays to sort of feel out what works best. That was intense, Melinda. I agree. Intense in a good way for me. I hope for you, Kiana. So good to see you as always. You didn't know what to expect. Yes, as they say in Monty Python, nobody expects that. Well, no, we're not the Spanish Inquisition. I love this space that we create together. Thank you for allowing me to be of service to all of you in helping to hold that space. Thank you to our participants for their journeys today. I am just always deeply moved and honored by the folks on Insight Timer, your willingness and your courage to love yourselves and show up for yourselves in a session in a live like mine. Yeah, both were intense. We had some beautiful journeys today, my friends, I should say, beautiful journeys. And for those who want to watch this again, I do record all of my lives. I put them up on my YouTube. You can find my YouTube link and all my other links on my About section of the Insight Timer profile. And so you can follow me there if you want to. If you want, no big deal, but I love seeing who follows and love seeing you again in another live down the road. Yeah. So all my socials are there in my link tree. Um, yeah, and so you can check out the live replay. I like rewatching some of them. It's really quite powerful. So I had somebody right after Friday say, "Hey, can you tell me again how to get to the YouTube because I want to take notes about my reading." She was very, very moved by her reading and wanted to, I guess, take notes. Anyways, oh, thank you. That's great. Susan says the love at the end was magic. I love our little circle of love. I love picturing all of us in this beautiful circle where we're just being present and we're being in love. And sometimes we can share it with each other and sometimes we don't have to. And we're just all there. And I just picture hundreds of us like a huge room, in this big circle. And I love it so much that I called my Insight Timer group Circle of Love. So you're also welcome to join us there. Thank you again to the people who gave a donation. I really love and appreciate that. It's just really honoring and heartwarming to receive the support from me and my business. And yeah, you guys got anything else to share? Please let it out. I'm going to have to click the end live button just shortly. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see what else you guys were saying. What? Susan, you had a butterfly garden appear in the place of the dome. Wow. I love that for you. I'm sorry I didn't see that comment in time. Gary says, has Susan and comment is back. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, you're welcome, Hetty. It's always good to see you, sweetheart. I'm sure I will talk to you. Oh, Linda, yeah. The garden is a very kind place. It's okay, Susan. I swear in real life, but the Insight Timer removes it when you type it in. All right. Many, many blessings to all of you. Are the sessions always this intense? Melinda says. No, no, they're not. And well, let's see. The word intense. The amount of love that is present in my lives is intense, is one way to think about it. That just I talked about at the beginning. I consider myself a channel for love. So I'm opening up to love, to the universe, to source. And I just encourage everybody to hold a loving space throughout the live. So that love can be really intense. The journeys, yeah, I can't watch the news or the violence either. I'm a bit of an HSP too. I don't label myself that, but I understand that my dear friend in LA is definitely HSP. Yeah, okay, Melinda. Yeah, it was yeah, I totally in honor and respect that it was difficult to listen to. And I'll be honest, if I were actually giving energy instead of guiding, I think that it would be too much for me as well. I am very energetically sensitive, and I know that the only way that I'm able to do this and be present is by opening myself up to love. And actually, before all the lives, I do a little invocation, and I ask love to guide me and open my heart so that I have the capacity to be present for folks in any capacity. No, I think, they were both, well, how do I say this? I hold a loving space for these experiences for the people. And um, I think what makes it okay for me is that the way I view people's energy is different than I view their thoughts and their stories. So when I'm tapping into their energy to me just is. Yes, it's affected, like in the case of Nazrin's situation, it was affected by, historical things from their past. But to me, the energy just is. And so I hold a space for it. I guess I hold a lot of loving allowance for it. But yeah, um, the journeys are not always that intense, Melinda. So, um, yeah, oh, Gary, you would? I didn't know, Gary, you'd cry all the time. Yeah. Heart teach the mind. Yeah. So Melinda, I just want to hold a space for you as well. I acknowledge what you're saying, and I honor it. Um, and I respect if a situation, if a journey that I'm taking somebody through is too difficult, I have no problem if somebody needs to step away. Take care of yourself, right? Take care of ourselves first, right? And it's just, I guess the most love, as much love as we can bring to it is our what's the word? The medicine for our situation. Yeah, heart teach the mind. That comes from I shared that with the lives. How long ago was that, Gary? A couple weeks maybe? I forgot. That is one of my absolute favorite things. I actually hold my hand here or tap it and say, heart teach my mind. That comes from my dear friend Dr. Peebles, who is a dead guy that a friend of mine channels. Many people channel him around the planet, apparently. And just so much love and wisdom that I have learned from him. He's the one who taught me about loving allowance as well. Anyways, you know what? Sometimes we need to check out, Melinda. I totally support that. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. Okay, my friends, an hour and 47 minutes. What an amazing live. Thank you for being here. You're all still here while we're chit-chatting. I love that. Anyways, much blessings and love to all of you. This is the sign language for love. I love you. Be well. Have a beautiful Sunday, or if you are living in the future in the Pacific Rim, have a beautiful Monday, and I will see you all at somebody else's live or the next one of mine. All right. Be well. Take care.